People, ladies, gentlemen, you are here. That's the podcast. Realest podcast in the game.
Realest.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube with the video, Anchor.fm, www.youheardpodcast.co. We cannot afford the M. This is the You Heard Podcast, episode 100.
That's it.
The balloons are flying. I'm going to do it all. Extra editing for me later in the video.
Yep.
Let's go.
Episode
My name is
100.
Michael. We got David here.
Yep.
Dave, let's introduce our guest today.
Yeah. Let me introduce my boy. So surprise. I got a fun fact for you guys listening right now. We're family. Our guest right now, we're related. Okay, you may not know that, but we are.
Hold on, let me kick back really quick.
Yeah,
I feel cozy.
Get cozy. My boy Robbie Maxx is in the building. Rapper extraordinaire, musician, entrepreneur, motivational speaker. There's a lot of titles coming with this guy right now, and I just want to introduce you, dude. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for being a part of it, bro.
Sure.
Hell yeah. That's our 100th guest, man.
Big guest. How I got so many questions for you today, and I want to start off by like a real simple thing, like we're family, and I haven't seen you probably in person since I was like 13. I want to say way back.
Really?
But we've talked over DMs and stuff like that. Yeah. So I've been watching you from afar. You know, I see what you're doing through your social media, and around the time I think you got into music, I think is around the time I started dabbling with my acting. So where I figured out this might be a track for me. I never thought I could do anything, and now I think like I want to do some kind of artistic thing, and it seems so far away. But looking back on 10 years, like it's been the best choice I've ever made. And I wanted to ask you, like, where did the dots connect for you with music? Like for you, like was music always a part of your life and I just never knew it, or was that something you figured out later in life?
Yeah, no, it actually wasn't. My dad is a drummer. So, I mean, I was around music forever, and I'm a music lover. I mean, I think that falls in line with a lot of people. Right. You know, I love music. I listen to music regularly. It's like, you know, you have your soundtrack to your life.
Oh, yeah. That's so true.
And I wound up diving into hip hop, I guess, into like my freshman year in high school. I started to listen to a lot of Eminem and Lil Wayne. They're my two favorite rappers of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So they kind of, you know, then the DMXs, the 50 Cents. I just liked them. I was allured by the industry, you know, but from a distance as a consumer. And then it wasn't until I left high school. So I was in college. I had wrote a rap in high school, just playing around, never showed anybody. You know, it was just something I had on a piece of paper. And late night, it was like 2:00 in the morning. I used to smoke Black and Milds.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I used to smoke Black and Milds, and that was like my thing. So I used to champ them. You know, you pull the paper out, you put it right. So I would champ my Milds, and you have these groups of guys who like would rap, and they all smoke Black and Milds. And so one day they come up to me and they're like, "Yo, you smoking a Mild? Yo, can I hit that with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And they just started rapping, and I had this rap. And, you know, just me being me, I'm a goofball, I like having fun and just doing whatever. I hit it. I went with it. And they were like, "Oh, you know, it's crazy. Like, oh, you're dope." And probably just got to my head. It was probably the worst, but it felt good. Like I liked it. And then I wound up doing that same rap because, you know, the guys that had heard me kept bringing me around, be like, "Yo, check out this kid. Check out this kid." Yeah. I just kept doing the same rap for months and months and months. And it was at that point, no, seriously, the same rap over and over again, same people. And then, from, I guess, like a few months down the road, I started to like enjoy it. Yeah. And I started writing more. And by the end of my freshman year, I had a folder like this of just bars. Yeah, I would like, look up YouTube, you know, instrumentals and just write over them. I had no producers. I had no nothing. And slowly but surely, that's how I kind of, I won't say built like any bit of, it wasn't really a fan base. It was just more or less like, oh, this kid raps kind of deal, you know? Yeah.
You build that persona.
I built that. Yeah. And then I started a MySpace.
Hey, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so this was like 2009.
Oh my God.
I want to say 2009, yeah. So I started MySpace and I put 4 songs and I had uploaded some originals because at that time I had met a producer, Sage and Tyler, who he was the first producer that ever came to me, you know, who I had met through old managers that I had, Dan and Lamont. And Yeah, long story short, man, I uploaded 4 tracks, and from that point, I was an artist. I wound up dropping out of school, and the rest is history.
Wow, man. That decision, bro. That like in freshman year, you had a folder like this. The year before, you had a rap. You know what I'm saying? Like that there's some kind of injection of passion or something that flows through you, and you're like, you make the conscious decision, like, I'm just gonna do this. Like, was there a fear attached to that? Were you thinking at that time, like, the odds are crazy, everyone's telling me no? Like, how was it for you?
No, I didn't. I never thought that. I think it was just a hobby. It was something I just liked doing. And then what the truth is I wasn't doing well in school.
Yeah.
And I wound up realizing that I was paying for something that, what am I paying for? Basically, I'm going into debt, which, I'm still paying my college loans. It's been a burden for years, you know what I mean? But at the very least, I got out of school. I left school, and that was a decision that I made that I think all in all it was the right decision under my financial situation at the time. And I basically just leaned on music. I said to myself, I'm like, well, I got music. Let me give this a crack. I just went after it. I don't really know how to describe it, man. I just really enjoyed learning. I enjoyed getting better. I enjoyed proving people wrong. I enjoyed there was so much about it that I enjoyed, and I was really a baby in it, and then I was blessed to have found a couple of guys, one of which who I went to school with in college, my man Elijah, who introduced me to his brother, Wonder, Baby Wonder now, but at the time was Lil Wonder. And I did the Book of Basement, which if anybody knows anything about the Book of Basement, it's where the Fugees did their Score album, Wyclef. And, I was like a fly on the wall around a lot of big people at a young age. Mm-hmm. And I just ran with it. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And and then it took some time for me to really get back to doing it, because I really sat like a fly on the wall. I went through a group stage and a lot of development stuff. But man.
Wow. You almost did a group. You're almost in a group. You were close to
I was in a group actually called Airplay with Wonder.
I remember
this girl.
I remember that. Yeah.
And so we were in a group called Airplay. We had a few songs out. We dropped a mixtape. And then that just, fizzled. It just became what it became. Yeah. Bianca wound up going more into like theater and other ventures in the entertainment space. And I stayed at the studio. So it was me and Wonder. And there was always an influx of artists and stuff that were coming in. So I just made a conscious decision, like, I'm going to take a stab at doing this solo thing. Yeah. And started making my own music and eventually videos. And that's kind of really when it started to become something.
Yeah. I remember, I think the first thing, I got two questions for you. The main thing right now I'm thinking about is when you look back, like we're taking a stroll down memory lane right now with your career, your birth into music, into rapping. When you look back, are you like, how fucking blessed am I to have been in certain places at certain times? Like the timing of things has kind of got to be perfect for you to end up in that space with those people, that kind of push you forward. You learn something and you grow, and you try a thing and it doesn't work out, but then you learn from that and you grow into a new thing. And like the breadcrumbs are kind of crazy when they line up when you look at them, right? I mean, it's kind of wild because you were an athlete. You were like a really good quarterback.
I was.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Robbie could sling it. You know what I'm saying? Robbie could sling it.
Yeah, I could throw the shit out of a football.
Yeah.
So no, I was an athlete. That was it. I mean, that was my life from the time I was in kindergarten. That was everything. So I wound up going to Montclair State to play football, and I wound up stopping my sophomore year due to I had a neck injury, and then my head wasn't in like the best headspace. I was really stuck with the partying scene and just not focused. Like I was learning a lot about myself and living, that was really where I was at. And so I stopped playing ball, but I was an athlete full fledged. And to this day, I still play flag football. I play recreational basketball at times. And
Your boy can catch a spiral, dude.
Yeah, we gotta.
I could run a few routes if you ever need somebody.
Last time I played football was with Dave.
I dragged him out for a flag
after
football.
like 10 years of never playing.
Yeah, and Mikey did his thing, dude.
And I was diving a lot.
Couple touchdowns.
I was like
TDs.
a fish, dude. I was flopping around.
No, but you did well. You did well considering, It wasn't his first sport, but yeah, man. Like, how'd you deal with like perceptions early on, dude? I kind of I knew I was kind of like, I don't know, man. I had a hard time with that for a long time, dude. And you seem like the kind of guy where you really, I don't know if it's something that you feel or you think about often, or it's something that it really doesn't faze you. You seem like you have this drive. And I feel like I have a deep drive too. I'll never stop chasing my thing, but I love it too much. I don't, no matter how much pain I feel from the outside world coming in, I'm going to keep doing it. And I'll keep trying new things and shape-shifting and adapting and writing a feature if I got it and producing it myself. And, whatever I have to do, I'll do it. And I see similar things with you where like you've shape-shifted and you've grown so much with your career. You had, a ton of music videos come out in the beginning and then you joined a group and you tried that out. And then you went off on your own, did your own thing. And then you're on Hot 97. Like there's so many different avenues you could have taken, but you always move forward. It was never like, and I just wanted to ask you about perceptions specifically, dude. Like, did you ever struggle with that?
Yeah.
Was that ever a thing you had a hard time with?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, internally more than anything, I don't think that anybody who knows me thinks that I gave off like a lack of confidence or that I was phased. I don't think I ever gave that off. I definitely have a gift in that regard where I'm able to just put my foot in front of the next and not let anybody feel my shit.
Yeah.
But internally, of course, and especially at a time where like white rappers, per se, were starting to blossom.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot that psychologically I would go through where I would, you play the compare game for one, and then it's like, okay, well, what's the chances? At the time, there was a handful of white rappers, like really a very small amount. And we're talking like, I don't know, these are some names that you guys would probably remember, but the new generation might not really remember, like the Sammy Adams and the Chris Webber. Obviously Mac Miller and like Huey Mack and Cam Meekins. And like these were guys who were slowly but surely doing things. And I would in my mind put myself in that bubble because it was like, you know what I mean, what it was. But that changed over time, and I think it took just years of experience and just growing up and seeing the world a little bit differently, where I don't box myself into anything. Like I'm truly myself, and I know I have been able to in the past without even realizing it, but even more so now, been able to adapt my surroundings no matter what. So at this point, I don't think about any of that, like perception. I actually think people that point a finger and say something without knowing you are lost in the sauce, and so it allows me to be like, all right, well, whatever. I could care less what you say because it's not true. What are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. I feel like when you mature, when you grow, it's especially doing an artistic journey like you're on right now. It's at first, it's a lot of who the fuck is this guy and why does he think he can do a thing? You get that from the outside, and that's family, that's friends, that's all, everyone. And I remember personally, like I would meet it with competition. I'd be like, well, I'll show you, or I have to prove myself now because of you, in spite of you. And now it's like what you're saying. It's like I'm 30 now, and I feel like, look, I have a wife, I have my own family, I'm doing my own thing. You said you're wholly yourself now. Like it's not even you fell into it before, like you were able to kind of power through and you figured you knew who you were kind of, and now you really know, like I'm just me. I'm not worried about anyone else. But I think like, can you speak on like, is there empathy now when you look at, like you just said, they're lost in the sauce. Like it's like you're looking at those people again, and it's not like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna prove it. It's like, oh man, I could see you're going through your own thing. I understand now. Like I meet you with way more respect than I used to, and it's okay. You do your thing, I'll do mine, and you're definitely not going to derail me, but I have empathy for you instead of like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yep, of course.
That's wild.
Yeah. I do I have empathy? I have empathy for everybody because I'm an empath.
Yeah.
Like I actually put I just I put everybody else's feelings.
I got you
too often in before mine.
I got you.
Because you know what, I'm able to handle mine. I've always been able to, and I just take it on the chin and I keep moving. I don't like I said before, I don't make anybody feel my shit.
Yeah.
And so while I move around and do things, I know a lot of people struggle with that. And just as a good person, like trying to be a good person, I listen. I'm able to like put my stuff to the side and have a conversation. And I think that's why a lot of people enjoy, working with me and my company.
Yeah.
And they might not admit it or say it to the world. I don't need them. It speaks through how things go, and how things are just keep on moving in a certain way. So I empathy in general, but right now what I'm focused on more than anything is not necessarily anybody's opinion of me and like what I'm doing. I mean, almost to the point where I've taken, 'cause I don't know if you noticed or not, like I'm not even so much of an, like I'm an artist and I will always be to my core, and I'll continue to drop music and figure out ways to be creative, but I'm not doing it the way that I used to do it. Like the way I used to do it, I wore flip shades and the hats and the things. I branded myself and went all the way artist, and now I see things from like an outside point of view, and I don't want to chase. I don't want to just try to be something to make it. I'm in my eyes, from where I came from, and with how the cards were, the chips were stacked against me. I think that's the term. How the chips were stacked against me. Cards, whatever the hell it is. But you understand what I'm saying.
You made it. You made it.
What's that?
You made it.
I know, in my eyes, I did, dude. Like, it's interesting because I remember a lot of people looking like, "All right, come on, bro, what are you doing here? You're Max Padula, bro. Like, I know you from Westwood, and that's not who you are." And then when you go and like you said, I'm on Hot 97 and I hit MTV and I'm performing with Waka Flocka and Machine Gun Kelly and like all these different people. It changes perception and people start giving you the respect because they're like, damn, you did it. So to me, in my eyes, it's a success story, I had to go through a lot of real troubles and struggles in the music industry that we could tap into a little bit.
I would love to
talk to a lot of people about this stuff, but I'm willing to open up and I enjoy opening up because there's a lot to my whole journey, dude. It's pretty intense.
There's a lot that people could learn from your journey. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
A big thing I wanted to ask you and get into was like, because you've been doing it for, a while. And like, you definitely were in that time where, like you were saying on MySpace, you're putting your like music out and shit. You know what I mean? And you're going out sometimes selling fucking mixtapes. Like it was completely different than it was right now.
The YouTube ciphers and all that stuff.
How was like, how... It must be crazy to watch the whole industry like change, right? Like it's completely different than it was 10 years ago.
It is. The thing it is. And you know what? These young kids, low key, as much as I think that they're still, I mean, listen, anybody at a young age is figuring themselves out. You know what I mean? So like you're gonna you might get wild, you might be wild, you might do some stupid shit. It kind of just comes with, we all did it, right? Yeah. But they're low-key geniuses with this stuff. Like they understand this. And the thing is, what I understood back then was I was a low-key genius with this, like guerrilla style marketing and being able to shape something without minimal dollars behind me. Like my was blood. I did this with blood, sweat, and tears. I worked 2-3 jobs to make ends meet, hustled, figured it out. And I just went after it. I mean, it was a relentless approach. Instagram every day. When people would comment, I commented back. I built a fan base and people that really wanted to follow me and go to my shows and like organic, super organic. And what I love about that and what I constantly, and it's something I hold extremely tight and dear to me because I instill this in the kids that I work with now and mentor and manage. You guys understand the digital age. I've had to learn the digital age because we all do, but you came up in it. So this is your life. Whereas I've had to like have my thoughts on how this, it works like this, but in truth, as time progresses, it doesn't. Yeah. So I've had to learn, and just go with the flow and adapt. I learned a lot from these kids. Like I'm I learn a lot from these kids. What they need to learn from me and anybody who's been through it the way I've been through it is just the relentless work ethic. You know, the desire to be something and not just do it to be cool. Like really chase something because you believe in it, and you know, because today a lot of kids just they see that there's a chance you can do it, especially in TikTok, and they think they just can. And in today's climate, crazy enough,
very possible.
You can get your moments, especially, but it's usually moments.
Yes.
Like the sustainability is what separates. You know what I mean? Going that extra mile is what separates. So, you know, I created a TikTok with my wife in quarantine. I don't do TikTok, right? I didn't do TikTok before this at all. And this was March. And we had 3-4 videos that accumulated a total of like 1.5 million views. You know what I mean? And because I understood the algorithm and was like, you know, just went with it. But the point is that I love using it as an example because I could care less about it deep down, like, you know, but I went after something and even turned a TikTok with my wife into something for people to, you know what I mean? See, because of relentlessness, because of like actually giving a shit about it and making it funny and caring, and like it's funny. The whole thing is funny, but it's an interesting journey, man. All this stuff. I learn a lot from these young kids, but at the same time, they need us.
Yeah. Do you feel kind of like that? Like they're like the generations now have so much at their disposal. Like they know there's so much information that, you know, it's almost, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's definitely, there's more opportunities for them. And it's kind of like, do you feel like your generation or like generations before kind of were like, they kind of took the bullet for like, you know, going through the hardship, kind of like figuring everything out, like the whole like changing and everything?
Hell yeah. I mean, when I created Instagram, I didn't even know what the hell an Instagram was. Like, I didn't even think about it. I looked at it like, okay, here's a platform, people follow you. And there's this, you know, this opportunity to like build something through it. You're like I remember I went to a Mac Miller show, right? And this was at SOB's, probably like 2010, and Chris Webby was outside, and JoJo Simmons and like a bunch of people. And this is when like Run's house was hot, you know. And so they were rapping.
Right.
And I hopped into this cipher. My manager actually pushed me to do it because I was like still in that, you know, you think about things, you know, you're thinking too much. You know? But I went into it and they wound up being videotaped. I went first and then went Chris Webby, and like I bodied it, you know, with the rap that I had wrote. It wasn't no freestyle, you know what I mean? It was just heat. And so the video started to like kind of accumulate over a few days. It gained, and at this time at YouTube, 10,000 views was a thing.
That's huge.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it was a very different thing. So like it started to go, and as it would go, this is the thing that separated me. And I know this, and this is the thing I try to tell people, like, bro, I took hours and hours and hours on YouTube to anybody. This is on somebody else's YouTube page, right? But I have my own YouTube page to build my channel. At the time you could do this on YouTube. You really can't do it anymore. But I would go into all the comments. I would click on the people that commented, and I would inbox them and say, yo, I'm the rapper from the video. Check me out. I'm the next hot thing. Like, yo, you're going to see me do a lot of amazing things. I'd love for you to follow me.
That's huge.
You know, hundreds of them, bro. And you know, gained, I think I have like 1,000 subscribers, and probably 500-600 of them come from that time. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's the thing that separates. That's the thing that separates the people who can and the people who cannot, I think, when it comes to an artistic industry. I think it's because no one's going to hand you shit, or it's going to be you're a flash in the pan, you know, and then you're gone. That's it. You're a little pump. You know what I mean? That's it.
I will say, it's two ways to look at it, right? It's if the artist wants to be self-sufficient completely, they better have every layer of it, right?
Yeah.
But this is where you get into the conversations of the music industry, and is the music industry corrupt, or is it one of those things where it's actually needed, and people just figure out down the road that at the time that you decided to sign or do anything, you didn't have it all figured out. You need the backing and the support. So you have, it's like any job, right? So say you're the face of a company, you know, you're the face of the company.
Yeah.
And you're the guy that everybody sees, But behind the scenes, there's the SEO people, there's the marketing team, there's the digital content, there's the creative content, there's the social media, there's all these people. All these people have to have a part of the business, and all these people have to get paid and taken care of for putting in the work. Now they don't care to be seen necessarily. God bless you. They don't care to be seen necessarily. They don't care to be seen necessarily, but they're a part of the machine. So like these artists that they get sought out, and that's why there's A&Rs that watch, because they see talent or they see people's numbers going up. And so it's a numbers game nowadays. So if the numbers are up, they know that at this point you already have value.
Right.
It used to be that if you were talented,
dude,
we're giving you a shot. But it's not like that anymore.
Is that not crazy? Does that not blow your fucking mind?
It's ridiculous. But on a business standpoint, I totally understand.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't like that, because I think that no matter what field you're in, I think talent, if you have it, it should mean something and matter. And I think it does less and less and less as time goes. It's really about like, almost like you could do something so ridiculous that makes absolutely no sense and accumulate a following off of it, and then transition your thing completely. But because you have the following that you create, it's nuts. Like this whole thing is insane.
Yeah, dude. It used to be a meritocracy. It was based on your merit, what you brought to the table. If the cream did rise to the crop at some point, and that was in acting, and that was in music, that was in everything. And now I'm looking at the acting thing, and if I don't have a certain amount of followers, whatever, they ask me at auditions. That's a thing I have to file out. Like fill in. What's your name, agency, all that stuff. How many followers you have?
Damn.
That's real. That's real, because and it makes sense when you say it. When you say like it's a business, right? It makes sense. The people that aren't in front of the camera, they want to know, if we plug in this dude who is going to be in front of the camera, who comes with them, who buys tickets.
Absolutely.
That's it.
It's vital. It's vital. There are your rare occasions, and there are people out there who seek out talent or see it like this guy's perfect for this. Right. And I think that it is there.
Exists, yeah.
I've had opportunities in the past where it wasn't about numbers for me. It was like they watched me and they were like, oh no, this kid has all the potential in the world. Right. I know. It wanted to be more conversations that I had with people where it was about, you're just not gonna fail. Wow. Like if I put you to the test, I'm looking at you, I see how you operate, and I see what you're doing, I see how you perform, I'm listening to the music, I hear how you talk, how you shake a hand, all these things. They were like, you're not a liability.
Yeah.
So that there's the rare occasion that it's like that, but it's not how the music industry is anymore. And I'm speaking specifically on the music industry. I don't know the acting world as much, obviously, but it all kind of falls in line and works hand in hand. So it's one of those things, man. These label execs and these people, they know they're a bank, so they can give you money, and they give you money up front. They pay you, they take care of you to make you look good, and in a sense, rightfully so. And then what they do is they take the ownership of the music and everything, and that's because they're funding it. They're taking the risk. When it boils down to it, they're completely taking the risk. The artist isn't taking the risk. Is you just doing it, and hopefully these are the people that I'm supposed to be with. But the more I've learned in the business world is that like the guys who put up the money, they're taking the risk. It's their risk. They're investing in something, and they're expecting that to be returned through something. So the industry is wild, because you're seeing a lot nowadays of people realizing they're in bad deals and all this stuff. But you know what? You needed it at the time, and you are where you are now because those people got behind you. If you wanted to be extremely smart, you should be taking all the money that you made, because you're making money. It's not like you're not making money. You're making money. But you need to be thinking of other businesses and other ways to utilize who you are, what you are, your following, things that are outside. Get creative, That's all stuff that everybody really thinks about necessarily, but it's things that I've picked up on over time. For sure. I think are important.
Well, you've been doing this for, let's say, since 2009, right? And you're at where you're at now. And You have so many like you exude this like you're just an entrepreneur, dude. You're gonna make it happen no matter what. And whatever avenue I have to take, I'm gonna be creative. I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna learn as I go from the younger generation, even which most people won't do, and are hard pressed to like taking a younger dude's thoughts on or I have some insight on how this SoundCloud thing works, But it's kudos to you for being able to listen and be open to that kind of thing. Otherwise, you die. You're a fossil. That's what we all do.
We have to be. People need to drop their ego. Like they need to just cut the shit.
Yeah.
It's corny to me, man. It's just corny to me. I see through it all, bro. I really do. And I'm not like an abrasive, aggressive person where like I'm gonna make it known or make you feel some type of way. But like, bro, there's so many times that I roll my eyes and like even if I don't show it, I'm rolling my eyes. At people and things because. Be doing, just everything in life, every person in life, every experience in life, every layer of life is knowledge. Like every move you make, everything you do, everything you consume, everything is fucking knowledge, bro. And if you think it's not, you're a step behind, like everybody gauges things on finances, how much money do you have, and how successful are you? And I listen, that is the fabric of this industry and this country and this world in so many ways. We all need to make money and everybody wants to be rich. Don't get me wrong. But it's not all like, bro, there's a lot of people who make a lot of money who are miserable or because they don't know how to maneuver in the world. They don't know how to talk. They know how to go make money.
Right.
But they don't know how to find, which is my whole purpose, is happiness.
Hey.
You know what I mean? I was like, and that worked pretty well.
Yeah, it did.
That's fucking huge.
Well, that's what I want to get to with you. I want to get to that, dude. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but like, it's a perfect segue. You exude this energy on social media and just through following you and knowing you for so long, but specifically through your social media. That's how I've kept up with you. And I'm in a similar boat. Like I was a young creative dude and I found a thing I didn't know I was going to find. And there's so many times along the path where I've had doors slammed in my fucking face, or I've had, you're this close, brother. And then, something happens and, someone lied to you or you thought you had a thing you didn't. And it happens. So I can't even put a number to it. How many times I've had doors closed on me. And you have to adjust at those points. You have to, search within yourself or look outside of yourself for some kind of excitement, comfort, reassurance. And you exude that through your social media. You exude this. You're always pushing. Not pushing. You're just constantly living and sharing positivity. And I think that's go follow Robbie Maxx on Instagram specifically if you can, because you'll know what I'm talking about if you haven't yet. But you constantly are like speaking to the creatives, I feel like. The people that are having, and not just the creatives, but people who are having doors slammed in their faces and people who are maybe down and out. It's important for people like you to be able to share that, when you can, when you feel it, when it's really going on. Because you've lifted me up on a few of those things, man. Honestly, like there's been times where I didn't know what I was gonna do next. I thought I was fucking done. And I look at my my cousin and I'm like, oh, he's telling me, dude, stay positive, and not just how, but like, let me show you an example. And it's always changing and it's always, fresh and a new thing, but it's coming from the heart every time. And you can't fake that. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between someone who's like this motivational, I'm going to post this thing and I hope I get these numbers. And it doesn't seem like that with you. You just seem like you're genuinely sharing. You're really trying to pick up someone off the street. Like you're really trying to reach your hand out and say like, I trust me, I hear you and I know. And I'm just letting you know this is how I feel. And you're not the only one. You're saying you're not alone, I think, in those posts. And they're really important. Yeah. And you speak to kids at schools too about that, bro. And I think it's amazing.
Yeah. No, you hit it on the head. That is like, I didn't have the right people. I did, and I actually neglected the right people in many ways because I was allured by things. You feel me?
Yeah.
But in the music industry, I didn't have the right mentor to push me. I had a great mentor, so I don't want to, because I'm not speaking. I had great guys that taught me so much in so many ways, whether it be about business or music. But like, on a spiritual and emotional level, nobody was there for me. Nobody. And I tended to be there for everybody. Like they leaned on me tremendously, even if they were at a position higher, because of how my energy was. And so like, as I've gotten older, especially shaping businesses and creating new brands and working with younger artists, and then just having a following in general, right? I think it is vital in today's climate that you're reminded of what's important, like truly important, and what you're capable of.
Right.
You know, because everybody has their days. And I mean, seriously, like everybody has their days. And there are some people who don't have it that bad that take their life, that they look at it like it's like life is the end of the world. And then there's people who have it so bad and they're able to push through. So when you have problems, you can't, this is a great perspective. Like if you have problems, if you have issues, you have to remember always that it could, when they say it could be worse, I know it's hard to hear sometimes, but like it factually could be worse. Factually could be worse. So like, if you're looking at the negative side of things and the glass half empty side of things day in, day out, you're going to create that lifestyle and that mindset for yourself. And that's going to be what you get out of life. Whereas if you just think positive, even when things don't work out, you're not going to think that they're not working out. You're going to think it's just a moment. Like it's just a bump in the road. It's just it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? So it's so important, man. I say so important, especially today, man, with like depression and you know, mental illness and people that are really going through things. And I think a lot of it stems from social media and trying to keep up with the Joneses and like trying to be cool and be like there are people that they look up to. And it's a dangerous place in so many ways. It's beautiful if done correctly. Like social media is awesome if you look at it the right way, but it's also extremely detrimental to a what's the word I'm looking for, man?
Like a
fragile
mind.
To a fragile mind. You feel me? It's detrimental to a fragile mind. And then when you're trying to also and portraying that you're good on top of it, you're like, now you're playing with fire, bro. Like you're really playing with fire. And I think it's wild. So like, yeah, man, I want people to push. I want every decision you make should be made off of, is this going to make me happy?
Bang.
You know, it is. You know, you have to go make money. You know, these are things that you like almost are obligated to do to live in this society, unless you want to live off the grid, which most of us don't really want to do that. So, it's important, like so important for you to make like good decisions for your mind, for your psyche. And I've made very, very poor decisions in my past, like decisions that became real burdens that built serious anxiety. And I never pointed a finger at everybody. I maybe at times played the blame game because it was so overwhelming, but always look back and said, what did I do to make, like I missed something and I made a poor decision here and I'm dealing with it because of that. And all these things, like choices that I made that wound up, you know, catching up or whatever the hell it is, you know? And so I just speak from experience. I speak from a place where like, you know, your discipline is so important, man. Like to really make the decisions that are worth it for you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
Destination happiness, huh? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, dude. And it happens so random. Like,
but it's birthed out of a real thing that means something to you, you know?
It is. It's weird, bro. It's so, you know, as you know, like me and T, we started BXXB, which was the B's and the X's out of my name, right?
Right.
And shout out my cousin Tommy, wild man, but love him to death. So, you know, you got BXXB. This was the B's and the X's out of Robbie Maxx, right? Mm-hmm. And then when we were going and moving and doing certain things, one day we were just chilling and he's like, yo, belief, bro, belief beyond belief. And that's kind of where all of this became something more than music.
Wow.
And we embodied that. So it started with just BXXB being like the B's and the X's out of my name. And I wanted to create like these faces around it and all these different merch ideas. And it was that. So then Belief Beyond Belief came into play, and we revved this brand up and just made it a thing. And we started to embody the idea of believing in yourself, you know, and it was really awesome to do it. You know, at the time, I don't even think we realized what we were doing and how we were doing it, but we were doing it, you know? And then I'll leave this one real short, but like I had a situation about 3 years ago, big deal on the table, maybe even longer, probably 3-4 years ago at this point, but like a big deal on the table. I thought it was a life-changing situation, money, the right people, felt like the right people. And it fell through after 6 months, where I didn't even get the deal. And I stopped everything for this deal, you know? And in the throes of that, had to like not push my guys away, but like, yo, I got you, you know, like, trust me. I'm going to pull you into this. I've already told them, but you're going to be doing it. Just, you know, you're doing it on like a my dollar. You're doing it on what I get out of this. We're going to do this. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. So after saying that to everybody, that's why I stopped being an artist, bro. I did a second show. I said, I was in tears after the show. Like, I am not into this. I don't feel it. I don't want to do this. I'm tired of it. It was such a chase, bro. Like, I was just drained. Dude,
so you said it right there. You're like, I'm done. I'm done with the artist thing.
Finished. I told everybody after the show, I'm like, yo, I'm taking a break. I'm just letting you know I'm done. I need to breathe. I'm fucking going through it. Like, seriously. And nobody knew it, but I was really going through it. That was the first time. I broke down. And
because you thought you had it. You thought it was right there. You know, it was right there.
Yeah, I still have it, bro. But like at the same time, I chased being an artist to get a situation that was going to better myself and my family. I was on the verge of getting married. You know, there was a lot happening in my life. I thought, wow, this deal is timing. This deal is amazing. Like, this is perfect. So for it to not happen crushed me, bro. And I don't usually get crushed. Like, I usually eat it, and I did eat it. Trust me, but like inside, bro, that shit hurt bad. And so the throes of that, my hype man, DJ Lil Bro, who's out here crushing it right now, made a conscious decision. He made a conscious decision to DJ. He came to me, he's like, yo, I want to DJ while you're figuring things out. Like, he's always been, it's my little brother, man, you know? But he was figuring things, while I was figuring things out, he's like, I want to DJ. So he's like, all right, cool. And my manager wanted to kind of tap into the creative side of things. So he went off and did that. And that kind of was where things just dissipated. My producer moved down to Atlanta. Dub, who's another super temp producer, Plan B, real quick, too. I still, day to day, it's my guy. We do a lot of things together still. But my man, Dub.
Shout out.
And could you do me a favor, Rick? Give me my charger, please, before the... And then Dub, who's one of the most talented people I've ever been around in my life, and somebody who's like a big brother to me, you know, in the bag. He you know, had to do his thing, family, and it just kind of fizzled. And I wound up, give me 1 second, let me just plug this up.
That's crazy. The craziest thing is like, it's like after all these times, like back in the day, it wasn't about like people like working together and stuff.
Right.
You know, with like acting, it's like, it was always like, you know, who's better than each other. You know what I mean? And now I feel like everyone's coming around to like being like, oh, we got each other, right? Like, we got to work together. Like, we're all in this shit together. Why are we going to be against each other? Right.
The collaborative
it's just cool that like in music, and I see it everywhere.
I hear you. Go ahead, Robbie. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Slowly. Yeah, no, I agree with you though, man. I think slowly but surely, and it's the way it should be, to be honest with you, man. We should all be rooting for each other no matter what we do. But so like that happened, and I wound up leaving, like just stopping everything. I wound up working in the city for cannabis vapor company. I was running the trade shows and doing a bunch of things. You know, I was very intrigued by the industry, so like I dove into that, and that's where I started making my money and like my stability. So I did that for a while, and in the throes of that, I was working with another company, Future Moguls, my man Miles. So I was with them for like 2 years.
Hold up. We got a connection here. What
That's crazy.
What happened?
You know, Miles?
My boy Stylo knows Miles.
Wow. Yeah, so we got an artist too,
he
bro.
He did the designing for Future Moguls.
Wow.
Like some of it back in I think a couple years ago. That's
Look at
so
that.
weird.
Look
Oh
at
my
that.
god.
Small world.
Yeah, man, I've known Miles since we were kids,
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
so he has a production and entertainment house. They're doing their thing, man. Miles is a super talented
Oh
producer
yeah,
with a great
he's huge, man. He's killing.
Yeah, so I worked with them for about 2 years, and then I decided to I wanted to get back to doing my thing. Like I just really wanted to get back to doing my thing and creating the way I was. 'Cause I was working for everybody else with something for a while and learning a lot,
Yeah.
And so Destination Happiness, what happened was I decided that I was going to come back and drop a project, which I have yet to do.
Damn.
But I decided I was going to drop a project because I have like tons of music that is nobody's heard. I guess I'm sitting on a ton of music right now. So I wanted to tap into the songwriting realm. So what I was going to do was drop this project. It was going to be like a 10 to 15 song project. And I was going to drop it and let it be something that could highlight my growth, and getting to a point of like really making music in a different way, not just rapping, but like really making music.
Yeah.
I stepped away from even rapping, where it was making music. Like I learned my voice a little bit, and
wow,
it was a lot more. And then the meaning behind the music was super important. You know what I mean? So like I had a lot of music that hits a certain way for me personally, obviously, but I think that people can relate to. And I was going to call the project Destination Happiness. After everything I had been through, I figured that would be like the dopest title. I don't even remember how I thought of it. It was just like a thing that came up.
Yeah.
And I used to put, and I still do it, but if you notice, like on the top left of my story, sometime I'll have Destination Happiness. As like right. So I was doing this, starting to speak up again and promoting that I was dropping some music, and I would put that Destination Happiness on top for months and months and months. And at this time, I had taken on mentoring and developing an artist, Omsky.
Shout out.
I've been working with him for a few years now, and obviously Lil Bruh. And so in the throes of doing all of that, I decided, I guess it was the end of last year. I had left work a year and a half prior. So I was really on my own again. Yeah. We're not no stable salary. I'm really just hustling and getting shit done for myself. Right. Yeah. And on my own dollar, so I just to make more money and to build the brand more, I decided to do clothing. I just said, fuck it, let's do, why don't I make the clothing first? Maybe this is something that I can start branding and whatever. And then the clothing started to do its thing. It just kind of took a life of its own. The smile, believe it or not, I was inspired by a picture that I saw, and I kind of like recreated it, but I drew it on my phone, with my finger on story, like straight up. And yeah, dude. And then I screenshotted it and I dumped it, and I made it a thing. And that's how it started, bro. And that was it. I mean, and then I just kind of ran with it. So that was like December of last year, December of last year. Yeah. And then now as time's progressed, so in March I met Nate, who I'm gonna pull in at some point.
For sure.
As long as he's still ready to go. But so Nate is this super talented artist, dude. Like,
yeah, we were checking out.
He's a songbird. He's syrupy,
He's good, man.
Oh no, this kid is like
voice.
He's the truth. He's really the truth. So like when I met him, this is a perfect segue to get him in. We'll get him in.
All right, for sure.
Together, right? So basically, I was creating music and planning on shopping everything for TV and film.
Okay.
Right? So I was working with people to try to get music placed on TV and film.
Yeah.
And and just to anybody watching, anybody who's an artist, money's in publishing. So it's not about looking good. It's about having your shit somewhere that is moving, and you don't even have to be known.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
And like if I had a Levi's commercial or like it's on a Marvel movie, you don't have to know it's me.
Yeah.
But I'm getting paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a little piece of advice for everybody. Money's in the publishing, so make sure you know what you're doing, right? So, anyway, he hits me up on Instagram randomly, and he's like, "Yo, I'm an artist. I want to be an artist. I sing." And I've been following you forever, and I just wanted to share with you something. So he sent me a clip of him singing, and I was in bed with my wife. This is late at night, and I'm in bed with my wife, and I'm listening, and even she said, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
And I said, "The kid just hit me up on Instagram." Like I don't know, and basically. The next day, I record in Westwood right now. It's my hometown, and with my buddy Steve Kellner, who I grew up with, who I graduated with. My homie Steve's super talented engineer, songwriter, producer, very talented.
Shout out.
I've been working with him for about a year and a half, and I had a session there. So he hits me up again while I'm at the session. I said, "Yo, I'm in Westwood. If you want to roll up, pull up." You know what I mean? Because that's just like I'm an easygoing guy, but I like that. So I just vibe out. If I can show you something, I'll show you. Right? So. Comes through. He winds up coming to like 3 more sessions, right? And he's quiet. Doesn't really say much, would send me some clips of him singing and stuff. But very talented, but I wasn't really going like, oh my God, like I wasn't going away yet.
Right.
And so I have this song called Wrong Side of the Bed that I wrote, and I just finished it. And it's a banger. This is a banger. I'm sitting on it right now. It's a banger. That's now Nate's. But so I had wrote this song, and I said to I was with Wonder at the time. He produced the record, right? So I'm working on it, and Nate's in the background, and he's singing, like he's humming this harmony,
right?
And it was fire. It was fire. So like go in the booth, cut that.
Yeah.
So he goes in and he cuts it, and I start hearing him on the mic. And me and Wonder, we turned to each other and we were like, that is not he's not normal. That's not your average voice. He's got the tone. He's in control. He's first time ever in a booth, knocked out my entire record, bro.
No way.
That's insane. 15 minutes, right? And nervous. Wow. He was nervous. Like, don't get me wrong, he was nervous. He's around people who've been doing it for a while, and he's trying to prove himself. Yeah. I remember him hitting me up afterwards, like, "Is it good?" Because like I was shaking, and I was like, at the time, listening in the car when he hit me. And I'm like, dude, it's really good. I was trying to be like real calm about it. Like, it's really good. And then I'm looking I hang up with my buddy, and I'm in with Wonder, and I'm like, bruh, this kid is the best. Like, holy shit, And so, long story short, dude, I saw the talent. He has it. He knows he has it. Yeah. I've over the last 9 months or so, right at the beginning of the pandemic, basically, took him under my wing. Reshaped my whole blueprint of how I was going to go about things. Decided to take him on as manage him. I've never managed anybody besides DJ Lil Bruh. With DJ Lil Bruh, it's a very different relationship. I'm talking about like full-fledged, taking somebody on like that. And
building it.
I've just been teaching them how the music industry works, and how to maneuver a certain way, and what you need to know, and let's get music under your belt. He needed studio time, so I would take care of his studio time, and we've been doing that for a chunk of time, and now we've got about 20 to 25 songs in the chamber. He's finally becoming an artist. Like, he's starting to really understand it all. And he's a super charismatic dude. He has his emotions, which is amazing because that's what comes out of song. He's a Pisces. He's a Pisces like me. So if you know anything about Pisces, emotional as shit. But he's a really talented kid, man. I'm really excited about his potential. There's a lot of people who have already showed interest in him, and he has only scratched the surface. Wow. He's got 2 songs out already that we dropped in October, November that have accumulated, I think, like 50-something thousand streams on Spotify. And this is from minimal, like just kind of raw, getting the ball rolling type
guerrilla
thing.
marketing. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Song on the 31st, and then we're gonna roll into the top of the year with some plan.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, Robbie, what do you get from this now, from this new phase? Let me ask you. What do you get? What is something you're walking away with now saying, like, what's that feeling for you? You're managing this young dude who reached out to you and was like you didn't imagine you would do this. I'm sure you were never looking back like, some kid's gonna come to me and he's gonna ask me for advice and want to work with me. Like, how do you feel about that, man? Like, looking back.
How do I feel, man? Let me tell you. This is like everything I've ever done. This is, and it started with Omski and Lil Bruh. Like, I would, they're younger than I am. Lil Bruh's obviously older than, he's younger than me significantly, but still deeper into his 20s. Right. Omski is 19. Wow. Nate is 18.
Wow.
So like I started it with Omski, and that's where there's a fulfillment that's different because you're doing right by them. You're helping kids that need to understand things and need even just a sense of direction. You know what I mean? Whether it be musically or spiritually or whatever. So like, what I get out of it more than anything is like, I'm proud, dude. Like I'm proud of myself for how far I've come. I'm proud of the man that I've become in the sense that I have it in me to do that and not be, self-centered and egotistical. And then I'm beyond that proud and will be, especially down the road when these kids, become everything that they want to be in their life, to be a part of that and at the forefront of their development, and my legacy will be just that. Like I did it when nobody believed in you because I believed in you and I know you needed the help.
Right.
And it wasn't about money and it wasn't about, it was, I like you. I love you. I think you're really talented. Yeah. And if you come to me and you ask me for support and help, I'm willing to give that to you as long as you reciprocate that same energy and drive.
Yeah.
You feel me? So there's just such a sense of fulfillment, man. It's like it's pretty beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the thing you're providing that you didn't have coming up, man. And I just think that's so cool, bro.
Exactly
that spiritual, like, hand on the shoulder type of thing. Like I know you can do this. You know what I'm saying? I know you can. And come to me for the spiritual stuff that I didn't have. You're offering that up as well as the of course the music industry and how things run and how your pitfalls and where you fell and where you succeeded. You're giving them that. But you're also giving them this like big brother type of thing. That's like, we'll do it. We'll do it. And are you okay?
I find significant purpose in it. I actually, if I could, I'm going to figure it out. I do 1,000 things, I'm in the process of, and this is the first time I'm saying this to anybody.
Oh shit. Exclusive.
I'm in the process of putting a studio together with Omski and his brother and their father. We are opening up a studio in Nutley.
There we go.
Hey, I'm living there, dog. I just moved in.
And there will be a podcast room if you guys are
interested. I live down the street now. I just moved into town, dude. I did. Come on.
It's gonna be legit. So March, I'll say April the latest, we'll have a hub.
Look at that.
Wow.
And
look at that.
It'll be called. This is inside information.
This is crazy.
It'll be called. I'm gonna move you guys because it's a little loud, but it'll be called Destination Studio.
Oh, okay. Destination Studio in Nutley. Get ready, yo. That's sick. That's sick. Oh, that's exciting, man.
Dude, it's man.
Exciting.
This is the first time I ever met. I'm glad I met you, man. Because like, this is just like the journey, just from you, telling it to where like you are and where you're going. It's like the perfect like fit, Like I feel like you're just, I don't know. It sounds so fulfilling, and I'm happy for you,
Yeah, man.
That's love, dude. I feel good. We all go through it, but I went through a lot,
Yeah, man.
Mentally, spiritually. I was, I was hurt in many ways and lost and trying to figure things out. And I think things are like slowly but surely taking shape the way that they're supposed to. I feel in control of my life.
Yes.
Which is very important. And so, yeah, man, I'm really excited, dude. There's great things happening. We're going to continue to build the brand. We're going to get the studio up and running. Going to build the brand through there. Going to work, Nate and Omski and Lil Bruh. Eventually I'm going to come out of the woodworks and drop some music again.
Hey, and let me say something, Robbie, and let me keep it real. I'm going to look at the camera, dude. I'm fucking excited for your music to come out, dog.
Thank you, dude.
I'm excited, man, for real. I'm really excited.
I mean,
I'm a fan, dude.
I'm very excited too, dude. And I have some really good stuff that I'm sitting on, and it's really takes a lot in this music industry to put out music and do it right. It really does. Yeah, and people don't realize that it's especially today. You need you need to be funding yourself or have
Right.
somebody funding you.
Right.
Because it's really what pushes things. You need PR, you need the right people to help your streaming,
Yeah.
you need social media, you need music videos, you need all these different things. So I like the idea of setting up what I'm setting up now, getting Nate right, getting these guys right. And when I have the time and the company is built and structured and things are moving in a really good way and there's a capital, and I'll start utilizing it with my own thing for me or capital from the company for me at that point. Right now, it's a matter of, I see it differently. I think Nate is the thing that we need to focus on. 18 years old, dude. It's his time. Just being honest. And I think it's important for him to take advantage of it.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm going to help him take advantage of it.
Amen.
Dry.
Trust that process. Trust that impulse. I think you're doing the right thing. Obviously, you've been doing the right thing. But I got 2 more questions for you. Then let's get Nate on here because I want to talk to Nate real quick. So our boy Matthew Brent. Shout out Matthew Brent. We do a little live before the podcast, and for everyone who wants to jump in, you jump in. We usually do it on Mondays. Sometimes it's all over the place. Check my Instagram. That's where we go. But Matthew had a question for you, man. He wanted to know what is something that you do daily that keeps you going? Something that you do daily.
So, 1 second. Bro.
Yeah, do your thing.
I'm all over the place.
You're good, bro.
All good. We're chilling. It's cozy.
Robbie Maxx is in here. About to get Max in here.
Episode 100, man.
Episode 100, dude.
What a fruitful
episode 100. Keep it 100. Episode 100.
Keep it 100. Hey, Robbie, realest podcast in the game, dude.
I love it, dude. You guys are doing your thing, man.
We're trying, man. We're trying.
You can keep going. Just keep going.
We're going.
So what's something you do daily, bro, that keeps you going?
I to be honest with you, my thing that I do is run.
Okay, me too,
I like
bro.
to run.
Me too.
And it's this coronavirus threw me for a loop, so I haven't been as on top of things as I'd like to be. But my routine keeps me going regularly is getting up early, hitting the gym or working out, and going for a run. And that's what starts my day every day. Clear my mind. I listen to a lot of lately I've been listening to like Joe Rogan's podcast. I think Joe Rogan's podcast is good. And I listen, not just all of his stuff. I'm talking about like the Elon Musk stuff. You know, the what's the guy's Neil
deGrasse Tyson, dude.
Oh, bro, like I love listening to them talk. I learn a lot from them. You know, but I listen to a lot. This is my spiritual advisor is Alan Watts.
Oh man, shout out Alan Watts, man. Dude.
Yeah, so I listen to Alan Watts regularly.
Wow.
I don't know if you know, but like YouTube has a
love it. Big fan of the YouTube Alan Watts videos, dude.
He's got a radio. He's got a 24/7 radio on YouTube.
Whoa.
Like you might hear some repeated stuff, but it's just nonstop Alan Watts. So I'll go when I go on trips or even when I run. Like if I'm in the car, bro, I listen to Alan Watts. I don't listen to deadass. I don't listen to music. Very rare. Unless it's somebody's project that I'm working on or something new that somebody shot me was like, yo, check this out.
Yeah.
I don't listen to shit. I don't really like to. If it's in my wife's car, that's a whole other thing. You know, we vibe out. But like, I'm into people that have a deeper understanding of things.
Yeah. The destiny they have, bro.
Those are my little things that kind of keep me going. And I want to. I told myself top of the year I want to get back into doing not necessarily. I used to do a little bit of yoga from time to time, but like meditation, like really taking time to meditate. I tell myself I meditate, but I don't think I'm meditating the way.
It's hard, man.
It's difficult, bro. That's a real.
It's hard to even know when you are.
That's tough to sink into meditative mode for real. I feel the same thing. I kind of question myself.
Yeah.
I started doing it end of last month, earlier this month for the first time in my life, and I was like, and it was guided, and it had the ums and it had the music in the back, and I felt really good for like a good 5 minutes, and then my mind started to run on me. I'm not well trained. I think it's like anything. The more you do it, the better you keep doing it. You got to stick with it. But I feel you, man. That's a good routine. Last thing. So you had this big crazy moment, right? Like this Hot 97 moment to me sticks out to me in your journey because it's like a hustle. You're constantly doing things. The BXXB groups, music videos, everything. Responding to people who know who might be interested in your music. All that stuff was legwork, and you did that. And then you have this moment, dude. This Hot 97 is playing your single, and you're going up there to interview with them, and like. I'm just wondering for you, was it a big deal to you in the moment, or was it just something you were just present to? And I was like, you were just, this is part of the journey. I know it. I know this is this step for me. And
it was a big deal, bro. That was super dope. And shout out Drewski, man, because he's the one who really strong armed the record and spun it. That was really, really dope.
We're talking about Pretty Thing, right?
Pretty Thing, yeah.
I like that song.
And what was really dope, I was proud and happy that it was that record because I rapped forever. And that was really at the time that I started to transition into more of me, who I am, like a suburban boy, and not trying to rap everybody under a table.
Yeah.
So like that song meant a lot because it was a pop record.
Yeah.
So to have a pop record spinning on Hot 97 was like subliminally and low key dope. Like it was really dope.
Yeah.
And that was an awesome moment, dude. It was very cool. Definitely milked it for what it was worth, and definitely a proud moment for sure.
That's
like
awesome.
a pretty decent highlight of my career.
Yeah, man.
To have something on mainstream radio.
It's amazing.
For sure.
It's amazing. Dude, and last thing, one thing you would tell another you growing up, let's say you were in a parallel universe, Robbie just got sent back in time in a different universe, and he's looking at 20-year-old Robbie. What would you tell a 20-year-old Robbie right now, dude?
Trust what you know is a distraction. Stop trying to please everybody. Trust yourself, like your intuition and what you know of you. I think that was like a few of my issues is I exuded confidence outwardly, but struggled internally. For sure. Like I think that I overthought a lot of things and was very easily influenced.
Yeah.
And I would tell myself to don't pick up on bad habits and don't lose sight of what's important.
Damn.
Thank you, dog.
That's all good.
Thanks for sharing that. That's real. That's real. That's
yeah.
that vulnerability. Let's get Nate on here.
Yeah, let's get Nate for a little.
Let's get our boy on here.
If he's here.
Thank you, dude. That was real. That's good advice. I think there's a lot of young creatives out there that are gonna watch this and be like, "Yo, this is hitting somewhere."
No, listen, dude. I keep it a buck, right?
Yeah.
I would keep it a buck, but I'll keep it a buck. I've been from the time I was young blessed with things, and I'm talking just natural ability in athletics. Another thing people don't. I was National Junior Honor Society, so academically, I was, very bright. I was able to tap into the music industry and do things that I don't even realize. I don't even to this day, like, I don't even get it. Like, I don't even understand it necessarily, but I was able to do something that is so alluring to people and they dream of having that opportunity. And it came very natural to me. I don't think I ever, there's this weird thing that I deal with. It was like, because it came so natural.
Yeah.
I never put in like I really always worked really hard, but like I was able to be lackadaisical.
Okay.
I was able to let time. I was able to like party or do like, enjoy myself elsewhere or do 1,000 other things. And if I had just fucking went after it, I mean, really stayed focused and went after it and cut off everything and everybody else because I believed in myself that much, like about that, I would be in a very different place. I'm not mad at the place that I'm in. I'm actually very happy with where I'm at because this is my life, and like experience wise, it's I wouldn't want it any other way.
Right.
But you asked me if I were to look back, knowing what I know now, a lot of what I thought mattered didn't. And I just wish that I had taken advantage of my abilities that God gave me and practiced relentlessly. I mean, every second of the fucking day, because that's how Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan. That's how Tiger became Tiger. You know, there's other Michael Jordans out there, bro, who never got off the streets of New York basketball courts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Has so much to do with timing and how you spent your time. You know, it really does. It really does.
Absolutely.
It all adds up.
Absolutely.
I was just having this talk on these lives I do, and I came up with this Ethan Hawke thing. Ethan's my boy. I love Ethan Hawke, and he was talking about this film he did. It was called Before Sunrise, and there's 3 films. There's Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight, and he worked with the same girl every time, same director and same co-star every film. It was 9 years. They were kids in the beginning. The first film, 9 years they take apart, they come back together, so they're older. Same thing. They come together and the same characters doing different things, obviously. And then 9 years later, they came back. So it was just this fucking bizarre thing. Never happened before. Yeah. Linklater was a genius for this. He thought of time and film. And he said, someone asked him, what were you doing? Like, what was the thing you walked away with? You know, what's your favorite thing about this incredible series that everyone loves? You know, is it the accolades? Is it you know, you won these awards? Did you love the acting, the part? Like, what about it? And he goes, really, it was just spending time together. Because that was the thing. He said it was. We decided to share our living minutes with each other. That's the only real gift we had to give each other, was the living minutes of our lives. And it made me think of the living minutes and what I was proud of, where I spent those living minutes, and the places I'm not so proud of. You know, especially in this 10-year journey I've been on. And I broke down thinking about it. But when you look back, man, those things, you may not be proud of them, you know, but they do shape you. And I do get down on myself sometimes, and I say, man, I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm not there yet. I have so much to be grateful for. I have a beautiful wife. I just got a new apartment. I'm very lucky to have my friends around me. I'm doing a podcast. I do get auditions. I have a lot to be grateful for, and I'm not poo-pooing on that at all. But I am saying there are things I look back on, and I wish I didn't spend those living minutes, because you can't get those living minutes back. And that's your currency.
Time is the only thing you can't get back.
That's right.
It's the only thing.
That's right.
Life. Only thing.
That's right.
And as you get older, you really start to value it. And I never did. I didn't really think about it. Like, I thought I'd be good and I'll be young forever. But it's the truth, man. It's the truth. You one life to live, you know, realistically, unless you have other beliefs and stuff. But as far as we know, you got one life to live.
One. Yeah.
And it's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I didn't have no mentor, and now and you struggle with, you know, you had your mentors, but you didn't have that spiritual one, that talking about living minutes and shit with each other. And it's just cool that we got Nate coming on now, because you're that person to him, man. I'm super excited about that you're helping these younger dudes out, man. It's really cool.
It's really dope. And I'm gonna share something while we wait for Nate too. This is something that, again, you brought up how you broke down. This year, people forget because it's been such a crazy year, but Kobe passed in February.
Oh, right? Man, yeah.
And, I was a Kobe fan, but not like a monster Kobe fan.
Yeah.
And then when he passed, I started to do a lot of like research on him, because that's just, I'm sure you guys do the same thing. Where you start diving deep in when you're interested in something, or it's like, it's a hot thing. And so I started to like really tap into his life and listen to his interviews and the way he spoke and the things he did. And, there was a lot that I took from that. And one morning I was home, and like this was like maybe like 5 or 6 days after he had passed, and they were still obviously doing, Sports Center was flooded with it.
Yeah.
And I lost it.
Yeah.
Sobbing. sobbing. And my wife was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, and this is what came out of me, right? It was, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. Like this fucking guy, bro, like his life is gone, and he there was this part of what he said he said, people work out twice a day. They'll get up and they'll go at 11 o'clock and then they'll go work out at 4 or something like that.
Right.
But I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I get to the gym for 5, and I would work out till 7, and that extra 2 hours every day for 365 days a year is an additional 730 fucking hours. You feel me? And when I was listening and you're hearing him say it, knowing he's passed, and you're realizing that he passed, like his time is gone.
Yeah.
And it was this like overwhelming feeling that I had of like, wow, like what the fuck am I doing? I work hard. I work hard. I'm focused in so many ways.
Yeah.
But are you doing enough?
Yeah.
Are you that hungry? How bad do you fucking want it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How bad do you really want it?
Yeah.
And you saw what Kobe became. You saw what he embodied. And you saw the type of father he was. And you saw all these different things that came out even more after his passing. And it became like serious realization. And unfortunately, like Corona really threw me for a loop. And not to say I lost track of that, because it always stuck with me. But I was in this mode where I was waking up literally 5 o'clock every morning, all of February, all the way up to my birthday in March.
Right.
Every morning, and getting to the gym for 5:30. And I'd be at the gym and out of the gym by 7:30, 8 o'clock. I would come home, I'd shower by 8:30 when everybody else is waking up. I just knocked out 2.5 hours of like something that I put myself through, a discipline. Not from social media, sitting on my phone and bullshitting, which we all do. I'm talking about getting up, going when you don't want to go, knocking it out, and then I started to see what that felt like after a week or two, and there's nothing like it.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing like it. And we don't want to do it because we become complacent. When I say there's nothing like it, you're so beyond the world, bro.
Yeah.
No, very small amount of people are doing that.
Yeah.
Like the smallest amount of people, bro.
You're right.
You're headed. You are in a different headspace doing that. It's real shit.
Yeah. Dang, dude. And COVID kind of stopped it, huh? COVID kind of threw it off.
It didn't. Well, only because I couldn't go to the gym. So I could do my routine off. I was still running and doing stuff, and I stayed focused for a little while. But then I slowly but surely started getting back into bad eating habits, and
so easy to grub up shit right now, dude.
Easiest thing ever.
All right, so we had some technical issues. They can't come on right now, but we'll get them on. We'll get you. You'll come back. You'll do another show with us.
Yeah, we'll do another with
All right,
me.
cool. We've been good to you, dude. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, survived.
No, thanks for doing this, man. This has been a really cool episode.
So much, man.
I get a lot. I get charged up. I feel like I'm a battery sometimes, artistically and like creatively. And when I hear you fucking talk about your stuff, it's like a charge. I'm just plugging in. So I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that we got to do this. It's been a long time since I've even seen your face.
Yeah, man.
Besides, like, I've seen it on social media, but like having a conversation.
Yeah.
Though we both have beards, which is wild.
Fuck, how crazy is this, dude? Look at this fucking thing, bro. I just got it. It's only been 2 years going, right? I couldn't grow facial hair for the longest.
I had they're in quarantine, dude. I let it go. Mustache, everything. Oh, bro.
Yeah, man.
Wild.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
I gotta learn to trim it. I gotta learn how to line it up. And so I just do the caveman shit.
You gotta right over the top. Like,
okay.
Like, right?
Yeah.
So all the stragglers, you catch the light.
Yeah.
You get those stragglers off, and it just.
I don't know if I'd look kind of weird with it. I get self-conscious about it.
Bro, I can barely grow a beard, so use the beard. Bro.
You got the cute French mustache.
I got the French stash, dude.
I like that thing though. Yo, so Robbie, where can we find you, dude? If we got some people worried, wondering where can we follow Robbie Maxx right now? Where can we get our energy? Where can we plug in?
Robbie Maxx, man. At Robbie Maxx, ROBBIEMAXX. It's on my Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I don't use it too much, but I do pop in once in a while. I have a TikTok of my wife, which is Robbie and Jen.
Robbie and Jen.
That's some of my favorite videos on Instagram when you guys do little stuff. Like she's talking about football teams and stuff, trying to get. I love that.
Yeah. It's good. And then destinationhappiness.shop is the shop site, page, and the shop website. And then Destination Happiness. I also have that Instagram, which I've just turned into the record label.
Okay.
So you're gonna get like all the behind the scenes. If I could shout some people out real quick.
Shout them out, Robbie. Shout them out, dude.
That's why we're here.
So shout out to the Desty Boys, which is like our own little fun group, which consists of myself, Nate, DJ Lil Bruh, Julian Rodriguez, Johnny Izquierdo, who's a photographer. Julian Rodriguez is an undefeated professional boxer.
Hey.
DJ Lil Bruh, and Nate is Nate. And Nate is, the goal is to blow him up. So that's the Desty Boys. You can follow us on Instagram as well. We just put up some fun content, just do our thing.
Yeah.
I want to shout out my cousin Tommy, of course, who I, continue to work with. He's helped, get a lot of my creativity in line, especially with the clothing companies. I want to shout out all of Airplane Entertainment, who gave me my opportunity early on. Wonder, specifically his brother Ja, and the rest of the guys, you know who you are. The BXXB boys, I shouted them out earlier, but I just want to thank them honestly for like being dope always and believing in me for the time that you always did. And then most importantly, my wife.
Hey.
Yeah. Are you accepting a Grammy?
Yeah, he is.
So I'm just listening. Everybody's gonna get their, Just people mad at me.
Yeah,
people mad at me. So
yeah.
Jen is my rock, and she's the best.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it, man. You can follow me, like I said, at Robbie Maxx, and feel free to hit me up.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm coming from my Destination Happiness long sleeve, dude. I'm gonna wear it on the next episode of the pod. I swear to God, I gotta get it.
Sure.
Give me one too.
I want my Einstein.
Give me one too.
I'll get you one.
Okay, cool.
I'll get you one.
Sick.
Robbie Maxx, thank you, brother.
Robbie Maxx, boom. All the socials and everything I'm gonna put in the description if you guys want to go down there, go follow, go support, below. Man. Honestly, I love what you're doing, man. And I don't know. I'm glad I got to meet you. And I can't wait to see what you did, man.
Mikey's in music too. Mikey's big. He just shot a music video.
I mess around.
He's produced. This is cool. I want you guys to talk more because Mikey's a big time producer in his bedroom, not telling nobody about it. And he's there's a lot going on there.
I love it.
Yeah. He shoots music videos. He does the whole thing. Yeah.
If you shoot videos, let's just shoot some, man.
I'll send you what I did. If you like it, then we'll talk. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, let's lock in.
Hell yeah, dude. Robbie Maxx. All right, that's episode 100, man. That's huge.
Episode
that's
100,
crazy.
baby. Hey, thank you guys for following us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We see you guys every comment. We respond to all of them. We love you, and sincerely thank you for growing this little tribe because I don't know what's happening, but something's growing, and it's wild. But I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to both of us.
Oh yeah,
this came from nothing. This came from the dirt, and we're doing it. This
came from an Instagram live that David do, and then I said, hey, let's do it, and we did it.
And now we're here. Robbie Maxx, episode 100.
Boom, 100. It's like 2 years, man.
Take us out, baby.
And also www.youheardpodcast.co. We cannot afford to DM. Go on there. You can send us anonymous questions. We actually got one.
Oh, sweet.
And we're gonna do that next time. But
wow.
Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, YouTube with the video. My name's Mike, and I'm signing out.
Hey, my name's Dave, and I love y'all. Peace, Robbie. There it is, baby.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Hell yeah.